What's up, everybody? Matzer here again with One Piece. This week we got chapter 953. Um, Last week was pretty crazy. I'm really sorry for missing that chapter, but last week was pretty wild. We got Queen wanting to go check on Udon, but they brainwashed Babanuki with Otama and got him to call in and be like, "No, we're good. Don't worry about it." Pardon me. And so Queen's like, "Oh, you sure?" Like, "Yeah, no, we're good." All right. So he stayed. He was trying to find a way to go, and then we had Zoro and overpowering Yukimaru and being like, "Hey, give me the sword back, please." And Yukimaru was like, "No," and he talks about how important it is, and then all of a sudden Kawamatsu shows up. And Hiyori and Kawamatsu have a moment. It's pretty cool. And then it's interesting to me. So when Kawamatsu left Udon, he said, "I have something I need to take care of." And I feel like a lot of people assumed he was going to find Hiyori, but my thought is he wouldn't know where to look for Hiyori that fast. I think he had another mission, and I think that's confirmed by the end of that last chapter when Yukimaru was like, "Master Kawamatsu, I'm so glad you're okay." So I think Yukimaru has actually been collecting weapons for Kawamatsu. That's my thought, and I think that's pretty obvious at this point for people. But then some military shows up and takes some pot shots, and they hit Yukimaru and he bolts, and then Kawamatsu and Zoro take him out. And we had Kinemon finding out from Raizo that they got 3,500 soldiers, and Raizo was saying we need weapons, and I think that's where Yukimaru is going to come in. I mean, if he took 3,500, that'll be crazy, but it'll be interesting. So here we go. We're going to get into chapter 953. A Fox of a Single Disguise cover series. We got Beijing looking at a map with his first mate. I don't remember the dude's name, but the dude with the long tongue, and he's holding a gun. Explanation of the title at the end of the chapter. A Fox of a Single Disguise. Alright, that's the translator's note. Short-term focus cover page series part 24. Gang Beijing's All My Family. Volume 4. Time to hijack the enemy's ship off to Thriller Bark. Oh! They're going to hijack Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark is with Blackbeard. Unless Moria didn't use Thriller Bark to get to Blackbeard. Interesting. Alright, here we go. Oh, we start with a flashback. A letter tells all. To Kawamatsu. Thank you for everything. I am safe. Hiyori. Kawamatsu's crying. Says no. Princess Hiyori. Princess. He's running all over the country. Crying. Oh my. When his mouth is wide open and he's crying, he is odd looking. My lady. Doesn't look like he's got any teeth. My lady. He looks into it's just him looking into all these different places. My lady, Princess Hiyori, Princess Weave. He's looking all over the country. Present day Ringo. Ha! We got Yukimaru running through what looks like the snow, and Zoro's chasing him down. You wouldn't think he's carrying a truckload of weapons with him, the way he's running. So Yukimaru apparently is pretty powerful. Where the heck are we? He's still chasing him. Well, I just have to follow the blood, and oh yeah, so Zoro's just following the blood trail. Huh? Oh, and before it shows what he noticed, he just stops and goes, huh? And then it cuts to Bandit Bridge again. Let us leave this place. To think you were just picking off stragglers this whole time. Oh, so this is Kawamatsu. By the way, who is that large warrior monk? Oh, so that's Hiyori saying that to Kawamatsu. Well, my footing here isn't the best. Must focus on... Hey, I'm not a child, Kawamatsu. Hiyori's got a funny look on her face. Kappa, is that so? I know of no adult that puffs up like a like a blowfish like that. Humph. There are so many things I want to ask you. This is Hiyori again. How did you end up here? After you left, I drifted, doing this and that. My feet eventually carried me here. A small flashback of him at Bandit Bridge. If something ever happens to the princess and I must end my own life, this is the place to do it. Oh, wow, alright. Back to the present. These frosty northern reaches of Wano, Ringo, and the neighboring Hakumai were once both ruled by the fierce and powerful Shimotsuki clan. Ringo and Hakumai. A quick shot of a map. Then we got a picture of a dude with a fox, and they're standing like back to back. The daimyo of the clan was a man named Onimaru Shimotsuki, a master swordsman who was always accompanied by his pet fox. A fox? Unfortunately, Ringo that was Hiyori. Unfortunately, Ringo, too, was turned into a wasteland by the wrath of Kaido. That is unfortunate. Do you know of the Ringo custom known as the Eternal Burial? It's Kawamatsu, and this is Hiyori. I have heard it is so cold here that bodies left out in coffins will stay preserved for hundreds of years. Indeed, and the markers used for these eternal graves are swords, katanas. So that's why Ryoma's body was in such good shape. And that's going to be where they're going to steal grave weapons. Some of them were famed Meito. These graves were constantly looted, such as Ringo, the land upon which we now stand. Oh, so they've already been looted. Bark, bark. This is another flashback. Ah, he's going to bite us to death. Bark, bark, bark. What is it? Won't you even let me die in peace? Your... Kawamatsu looks over. Onimaru? Oh, so this is like a demon fox. This must have been that dude's pet. He's like flaming, it appears. That lion fox's name was Onimaru. Lion fox. The beloved companion of the late daimyo of Ringo, Onimaru Shimotsuki. I have met you once before, talking to Kawamatsu, talking to the fox. The fox... I don't know. It looks like writing pops up, but it's in a different language or something. I don't know what it is. Onimaru. Kawamatsu looking at this rundown palace. Don't tell me you protected all this by yourself. For the 5 years that had passed since Ringo fell, Onimaru had fought alone against the evils of grave robbers. On the day of their birth, the people of Ringo would give their children swords. These swords would accompany them through their lives and one day serve to mark their graves. Wow. Interesting custom. Here, eat up. This is still a flashback, Kawamatsu, I'm sure, to Onimaru. A fox's favorite food is fried tofu, right? You must eat to heal. For if you die, who will protect your master's grave? Sniff, sniff. Onimaru starts to eat. Translator's note. Japanese folk legend. Oh, okay. Let's see. Scrape, 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 scrape. What is that? Scrape, scrape. Oh, Kawamatsu's digging. Bark, bark. Hush. Forgive me. Bark, bark. Forgive me. I know. Bark, bark. So the Onimaru is going off on Kawamatsu. He looked like he was digging. Oh, bites Kawamatsu. Forgive me. How am I to explain this to you? I do not wish to disturb the slumber of the dead any more than you, but 13 years from today a battle will be fought. The day will come that the samurai of this nation will raise their bowed heads in unison, and on that day they must be armed. They will need countless swords. So he's already, he just immediately starts grave robbing after sympathizing to Onimaru about the grave rob, protecting against grave robbers. Onimaru is still clamping down on his left arm. On that battlefield, they will advance with the swords of their fallen comrades in hand. The souls that live on in these blades will steel their hearts and enable them to vanquish their enemies. It's a good way to look at it, Kawamatsu. I like that. A battle still rages here. Grr. Onimaru still locked down on his arm. The war between the 100 beast pirates, grr, and the people of Wano. These blades must not yet be put to rest. Yet I cannot afford for them to be pilfered by crooks before that fated day comes. I will collect them all and hide them away. And he goes back to digging, even with Onimaru still hanging on his left arm, blood gushing out. I have decided that this at least, is a task of which I can bind myself. So maybe Yukimaru is just stealing additional weapons. That explains. I was going to say he can't have 3,500. Kawamatsu's crying as he's digging, with Onimaru still clamping down. As someone that failed to even protect Princess Hiyori, this at least I can do. I must do. Grrr. If I do not keep these hands busy, the guilt will consume me. If you are that starved for food, just bite off this arm and be done with it. I refuse to stop defiling these graves. I have no other choice. Still crying. Onimaru lets up and starts licking his arm, and then starts watching him from a distance as he continues to dig. Scrape, 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 scrape. Scrape, scrape. Oh, it shows him sleeping. Oh, so he wakes up and the dog is digging for him. What strange windfall is this? Has he understood what I meant? Or the dog, Onimaru. Let us dig down. We will hide the blades underground. Alright, time to go loot some more graves. Woof. It's so cold I think I might freeze solid. I'm starving. Maybe if I sold one or two of these in the capital, we could... Grrr! Here, I brought some food I managed to borrow. So these are different days, it appears. Woof. I don't think he actually sold the sword. Maybe. Oi, halt, you actual grave robbers. You bastard, who the hell are you? Let's see. I'm Yukimaru of Bandit Bridge. Oh, so Kawamatsu is pretending to be Yukimaru, and he's got the bandit disguise on. Onimaru, woof. A thought. Beyond here lies the heartland of Ringo. You shall not have the treasures of these tombs. Oh, maybe that's not a thought. Maybe he's just yelling it. Leave your weapons here and be gone. Sometime after that, I went to the... So that was it. Oh, so he's done with the flashback. He's back to the present with Hiyori. Sometime after that, I went to the capital to procure food, and certain circumstances prevented me from returning to Ringo. You call yourself Yukimaru. A coincidence, I guess. Interesting. We've caught the fried tofu thief. Oh, so he's stealing tofu. How careless of me. Are you here to see that fox, then? That's Hiyori, and then Kawamatsu. I do not think Onimaru will return. He's probably run out of patience with me. After all, it has been 13 years. I doubt he's around at all. If the swords we managed to hide together remain hidden, they will be enough to outfit hundreds of soldiers, but... Oh, only hundreds. Zoro. That big guy's gone. He left this door open and just ran off. Oh, how strange. This is well, shall we pursue him or enter here? Kawamatsu's thinking. This is the passageway to that underground chamber. Purr. So they go in. Gotcha, Kanemon. Kawamatsu, I'm so glad you're still alive. What happened at Udon probably swelled our ranks quite considerably. This is Kawamatsu. But you're having trouble finding enough weapons, am I right? And then Kanemon. Indeed, well spotted. We're in a bind. That bastard Orochi, over the last 20 years, he's confiscated all the swords in the country. And we got Kawamatsu in an absolute armory. Do not worry. No matter how many thousands of men join us, each of them shall be outfitted with a blade. Kanemo says, are you serious? Kawamatsu, send men to the place I will now describe to you. He is just surrounded by weapons. How in the world are there so many? Onimaru, was this you? No. This is a man's work. Ha ha. Yukimaru is behind a rock somewhere looking from the distance. Ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. It was! Boom! Turns into Onimaru. Onimaru was Yukimaru. And that's why he took the same name Kawamatsu used. And then whistles and walks off into the distance. Chapter 953 end. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, this might be the explanation. It said, Zoro, if your sword really is the one known as Shusui, this is Hiyori talking to Zoro. Please return it to Wano. Like I've said, it's mine. I shall give you another in return. A sword my late father gave to me. the Meito Enma, the legendary sword said to be the only blade that has ever injured Kaido. Oh shit. So that's where the scar came from. One Piece, chapter 953, and people have been wondering where the hell that scar on his chest came from. Some cool fan art. Pretty wild chapter. We got a lot of backstory on Kawamatsu, what he did after Hiyori left. Just trying to collect weapons. He had some resolve going in, doing what he didn't want to do, digging up these graves with a demon fox, hanging off of his left arm while doing it. It's interesting that there's actual demons, like, that Onimaru exists. That's a fox that turned into a dude and turned back. So there are real demons in Wano. So Kawamatsu is a real Kappa, probably. A lot of people have been trying to think, is he a Meek? He's not a Meek. Is he a different race or something? But he's a legit Kappa, probably. And then, wild. So I wonder if that Tengu was a real Tengu or just a dude in a mask. Because the anime makes it look like it's a dude in a mask, but it could be a real Tengu. But that was an interesting chapter. They're going to be armed. We got 3,500. They said they wanted 5,000, so interesting where the other 1,500 will come from. Now that they're actually going to be close to the 5,000, I'm less suspecting the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. I was originally thinking maybe that's how they get a lot of that number, because they've got, 3,800? 4,000 pretty much? So, or it might be 5, I don't remember, but interesting. I'm excited to see where we go from here. So we really are done with Shusui, and he's going to be getting Enma. Interesting. So now he'll have had 5 named swords. Interesting. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I thought it was a pretty good chapter. And until next week.